the Care Bears in the Land Without Feeling is an interesting idea, and I think it might be beneficial for any young child going through something similar as Kevin, and I'll talk about that in a moment. But personally, I didn't really care for it. This is a short film. It's about 30 minutes, released in 1983. It's directed by Pino Van Lamsweerde, and it's about this young boy called Kevin who's really upset because his parents are moving house. Well, they're making him move house. And like many children, he doesn't want to move. So the Care Bears come down to help him, but he ends up in the clutches of Professor Coldheart. And Professor Coldheart is an interesting enough character. The animation design is great, but the reason I didn't personally love it is because I didn't care about that part of the story and where Kevin went. It became very dark and not kind of the atmosphere I was looking for. One of the really appealing things about Care Bears, particularly for young children, but for anybody of any age, it's the bright colours, the vibrant shades. It's very visually engaging, and unfortunately, this is kind of lost. Even when the Care Bears are on screen, it's not that captivating to look at. So while the animation style is absolutely fine, the colour palette is just not satisfying at all. I can't imagine many young children finding this very visually stimulating, certainly compared to a lot of other cartoons, Care Bears and otherwise. And the story itself flows well enough, but I think there could have been other opportunities for the Care Bears to talk with Kevin. I think there could have been more positive ways to comfort him rather than showing him that it's better to go with what his parents have planned because otherwise this dark environment is your alternative. Instead of saying that it's a positive because the alternative is a negative, they should have just focused purely on the positives and made it seem like it's a good thing because it's a good thing, not because the alternative is Professor Coldheart. So I didn't particularly love what they decided to do. I think there were better, more positive, more beneficial ways of telling this story and sharing Kevin's message. So I didn't love it. Compared to other Care Bear films, I feel it's quite disappointing. The narrative is not the direction I personally think they should have gone with it, and if it is a direction that you like, then yeah, the narrative's fine. It flows well enough, everything makes sense, but I didn't find it enjoyable. And visually, it's not great either. The style's consistent and it's not badly animated, but the colour palette is very dull and not very interesting. So it's not great. If you're a big Care Bears fan, you might like it more than I did, but personally, I was not impressed with the Care Bears in the Land Without Feelings.